Hey there, YouTube. It's Masha, aka the Ice Queen, and yeah, I'm back with a very exciting video. So, I played Kristyasworn in this weekend's RBET tournament, and I managed to get second place, going undefeated in Swiss and in top eight before losing to in the final match, which was a little bit unfortunate, but I'm still pretty happy with how it turned out. Kristyasworn is one of my favorite decks in the Edison format, and I always think it's very underplayed. So I'm really glad that I was able to pilot it to a second place finish out of 200 players. I think that was the amount. So yeah, here is the deck list, and I think Keegan will probably publish a video with all the top 8 decks, so you can see it there too. But I thought I'd just briefly go over it, and then I'd like to show off my tournament run, my replays, and there are quite a few of them, so I'm going to try to get through them all in one sitting. But if there's a cut in the middle, then it means I probably took a break and then tried to finish recording. But yeah, let's jump right into it. So it doesn't look too dissimilar if you watched my last deck profile from the top 16 deck devastators. It's very similar list, and the side deck is also pretty similar, but there are a few changes. So first of all, I bumped up Kristya from 2 to 3, and partly because I included card destruction as my other spell in the deck's lineup, and this is because card destruction, it's basically your 4th solar recharge, and it helps you unbreak your hands if you have a lot of boss monsters in your hand, like Kristiana's JD. It's very low activity hand, and you just want to replenish it. And if you have a beckoning set, it's good because you can just recur those monsters later when you draw more starter cards. So yeah, that's why I decided to play it. It's been working pretty well when I open it, so that's nice. And the 3 Kristya, well, she's basically the reason to play the deck. Like, she just wins games on her own, and when I play 2, I find that I would not mill her or draw her enough, so I wouldn't be able to get her back with beckoning or like bring her back with call. So I just decided to play into the win condition more, because if you have 1 Kristya in play already and you have 1 in hand, like, even if the 1 on field gets removed, you could just summon her back if you have the right graveyard. So that's why I decided to bump her up. And then I'm not on the 3 Celestia. I cut her down to 2, and then I have a second Jane. The reason being is I just like having more like monsters that can pressure, and Jane just beats over most of the normal summons in the format, so it's really good there. And I much prefer the second Jane to Shire, because I just don't like having to summon Shire. That's basically why I don't like her. I don't like searching for her if I can help it. Like, I get the use, I get the utility, but I think Jane's better. And then, yeah, I'm still maining the Compulse, still think it's pretty versatile. And I did decide to put in the Necro Gardener, and I kind of find it interesting. I don't really see many Kristyasworn decks play that card, which seems weird because it like, you can't really afford to play too many defensive cards in here without disrupting your engine, but Garden is basically part of your engine, so it's definitely, I think, a pretty notable inclusion. And if you just, more importantly, it helps insulate you from brain control kills. So if you like have a JD or JD Christian, brain control is the only thing that breaks the board, and you're like at relatively low life, having this mill is basically just almost GG for you. And then, yeah, the extras, pretty standard, same as always. The side is also pretty standard, or rather, not. It was the same as what I played at the last tournament. I did put the gel and duo to the side because it's really trash against Blackwings, so you don't want it in the main deck, but it's mainly for to stall a bit versus decks like Hero Beat and Dragon Turbo, because it's a pseudo Spirit Reaper, so it's hard for them to deal with. And then with 3 Christie, you can easily tribute the gel and duo against something like Dragon Turbo, where you need the Christie alive right away. Yeah, same side cards as before. I cut Breaker for Twister because Twister is just way better than Breaker, to me, honestly, because you can hit Whirlwinds on their turn, and it's just a way faster Dust Tornado. And honestly, most of the cards you care about are face up, like Royal Oppression, Light Mirror, Skill Drain. Like, Lightsworns do not really care about other back row that much. You can play through the other back rows pretty well, but the Floodgates are a problem, so Twister's pretty good there. And also, if you're siding Royal Decree, stuff like Dust conflicts with Decree, so the Twister is very nice to have. And then I put the Mind Cushion, Dragon Turbo, obviously, Lightning Vortex, and Minecon in my body, the one-ofs. Minecons for Raikou Hamster decks, Lightning Vortex, Frogs, other Lightsworn decks, Dragon Turbo. Same goes for Cold Wave, very back row heavy decks. And then, Dragon Turbo also. And then Torrential does shoot for combo decks. Oh, and then the one-sider for Machina, which I did happen to play against, surprisingly. I didn't get to use it, though, but that's what it's there for. Yeah, so I have a ton of replays to go over, so I'll just jump right into those. Okay, so there were 8 rounds of Swiss, and full disclosure, I did get a round 1 bye because my opponent did not show up. So technically it was 8 rounds, but I played 7 matches. So just FYI. Okay, so I'm up against Krabs Crypto, and he's going to be on Blackwings. Okay, so really good opening hand. Can't ask for too much other than like a JD, basically. So I go Shura set 2, which is a little bit, it's not Whirlwind Shura, so I'm not that stressed out, but I can still like draw into something good. So we just recharge the Lilo since we already have one. To draw a Hamster, which is going to be really good. Yeah, I just decide to set the Hamster and pass. I don't really want to set the compulsory right now because he doesn't have any synchros out and just plays needlessly into Icarus when I want to resolve my Hamster. and try to clear either the shares or some of the back row. And I do end up holding the charge for later in case I want to. So I have a better sense of what I need later on, if that makes sense. Another Shura. And he does not collude over this, so it makes me think, I'm reading that he doesn't have a collude if he's just letting that hamster stay. Does attack with the second Shura. Yeah, I just decided to pop that. I don't really, like, we don't really have any plays technically by hitting the back row. Like, our biggest play would be like to summon Jane and attack, and like we'd still be like 50-50 hitting an Icarus or not. So I think it's safe here, just hit the monster so he doesn't get Catastor out, even though we do have a compulse for synchro. So we do mill some boss monsters, but that's okay because we have beckoning. The priority here is to not let our beckoning get sniped by like an MST or an Icarus, because we need that to win. Okay, so here Lumina's not too bad, but again, don't really want to play into any Icarus or Torrential or anything like that just yet. So because he showed that he doesn't have collude, I decided to search the Jane and, you know, just start baiting out the back rows one by one, just so I can safely set my beckoning. It's just bottomless that, so that's totally fine. It's what we wanted. And now, so he does have a level 4 engrave, so Blizzard plays are a concern, but I still do not want to set the compulse, because if he Icaruses and hits both my back rows, it's gonna be really bad. So I just decide to set the 1 and hope that he just doesn't pop it, because the hamster's already resolved its effect. He probably thinks that it's not worth trying to destroy it, and he doesn't. He did linger a bit in the end phase. I could tell he was thinking about it, but he decided not to. So he goes for Blizzard. Totally fine. Like, Dad would be annoying, I guess, if he had it, but I don't think we're dead if it is Dad. Goes for Goyo, which is a bit interesting. So I feel like making Brio or Armed Wing. Well, now I know he does not have Dad because he would just make Brio, but I feel like Goyoing this doesn't really do anything. So I'm not really sure what the point is, instead of just like leaving me off bodies. Or maybe just trying to put like lights, deny me additional Lightsworn names to make JD live, maybe. But yeah, I'm totally fine with this. He sets something, probably a Vayu. So now we draw the second recharge. Pretty good. That means we can get rid of our Arcus. And now we have our 4 names. Okay, pretty good. And now we can just safely use Lila to pop this, and then chain our beckoning and get back our JD. Okay, so get back to Balanas to insulate us from Kalut and Sirocco plays. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to get back. And we hit him for 5k. And he is at 4 dark, so Dad is not a problem right now, unless he has specifically Blizzard and Dad. Okay, we mill a Gardner, which is really good. So that means we don't get screwed over by brain control. Okay, so he does do the Sirocco thing, but it does not matter because, well, we have Honest, but we can also, if we didn't have Honest, we just necker the attack. And yeah, it's gonna be game. Okay, game 2. Kind of okay hand. My Body is a good card, especially against her deck to have Icarus or they have Bottomless. Sure, set 1, nothing too crazy. Another Krystia, not the thing we need right now. We could definitely use a recharge, but yeah, here I'm just setting Raikou. Oh, I set Raikou and the My Body because Blackwing players often side knock, so trying to play around that a bit. And like if he Icarus, it's like it's kind of whatever, like it gets rid of his Shura, so I'm not too stressed out about it. So it does attack. Pop that. Mill 2 fairies and a Gardner. We have 2 names. Pretty good stuff. Okay, he sets something. Seems like probably a Vayu. So yeah, here I do go for the Lumina effect because we have My Body. So if he has Royal Oppression, then we can just negate it. And we can get a Kristy alive because we have 2 fairies and then the Herald. So if he activates an effect, we're pretty good. So he chains Dust to this. I'm not sure why. But he had a Gale set, which seemed weird. Like, I'm not sure what the point of that was. If he has 2 Sirocco, like, I feel like maybe setting one of those is better. Yeah, I don't know. Not too great mills, but we are getting closer to dropping this Krystia. Yeah, I was thinking if I want to negate this, but I think I'm okay with it. I can still like either use Lumina's effect or just make a synchro. Okay, so he got rid of our My Body, but we do draw a Twister in case he has Royal Oppression, so good stuff. So yeah, I think, yeah, I just decided to go for the synchro play because I don't want to play into Icarus, so I want to use the synchro to attack the Sirocco first, see if he has anything, and then drop Krystia. Okay, we chain the Twister. Icarus. Yeah. Perfect. We add back. Yeah, it has to be the orb, I think. Because even if he hasn't out to this, we can just summon the orb and chill until we draw more cards. Okay, he has Whirlwind, but totally fine. His Gale's already gone. And like, we can block an attack with Necro in case we draw an Honest next turn. But it's still, even if we don't, it's fine because we can just summon the Consecrate and wait things out. Yep. And wow, we got lucky and drew the Honest. So pretty good for us. And that's game. He doesn't have anything. Okay, so that was round 2, technically. Okay. Round 3, I'm up against zombies. Specifically the instant zombie build. Okay, again, good hand. 2 green cards, charge and recharge, and 2 boss monsters, so, and soul to correct our grave, so definitely can't ask for a better opening. Okay, we pitch our fairy. This is gonna be a fast game 1. Just saying. Vanilla Plague. Yeah. I was watching their match in the previous round, so I knew it was zombies. So I do go for the Aaron. Okay, we set our beckoning because we could pretty much go for game the next turn. It lowers, totally fine. Okay, so we don't have JD live yet, but we can make it next turn with like Plague and Brio. Suzuki, I don't Honest because I'm just gonna summon Krystya. So he goes for this, so that made me think, oh, maybe he has a Book of Life and he wants to banish one of my fairies or the Plague, so that to disrupt my play in the next turn. But he did end up having it, but he didn't use it, so it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I think if he hit one of my fairies, I could still get down to 4 anyway. But I feel like, I don't know, he might have wanted to banish my Plague. Because if he banishes my Plague, then I can't kill him. I can Honest over it and just summon Krystya anyway, but it would stop the OTK and give him more time to draw outs. Yeah, so we did go for the Plague. Yep, and that's game. Game 2 is a bit harder. But yeah, he just lets it die. Kind of a sign he has Book of Life. It does shoot, it's a little annoying, but it's okay. We were planning to card destruction our hand away anyway, but it gives us less good cards to draw. I am going to do it anyway to get rid of his Book of Life because I do not want to deal with that Reaper on the Nightmare. Yeah, we draw another Beckoning, which is kind of annoying. Garten is okay. Yeah, it's like, Yeah, I'm just trying to mill at this point. Oh, not what you want to see. Still no boss monsters, but more spell cards being milled. Yeah. Very bad for us. Yeah, we have to TT there, otherwise Black Rose ends us. And this is a problem. We have Gardener, but we don't really have a good out right now. Like, the best we can do is like beckoning for one Raikou, which is annoying. So here, I'm wondering if I should have summoned the soul and just as a body to prevent Reaper from hitting any more cards. But I really didn't want to banish any of my Lightsworn names because I'm already at 4. And I still have the Gardener, so I felt okay with just setting Shoot. And I see he had Mind Control and double my body as a shield, which is worrisome because that means I'm pretty much never going to be able to out the Spirit Reaper by destruction. Yeah, that's not what I want to see. But I set it to try to get Christy alive. Yeah, so we are at 4 right now. Yeah, like, I had half a mind to Necro Gardener the Goblin Zombie in case the draw was Krystia, but in my mind I was like, okay, well, if it was Krystia and my next draw was a non-fairy, I can just add back Krystia anyway. That was my idea. But maybe I should have done that. Unlucky for me, it was the Krystia. At this point I just scooped because I didn't want to get into time and the game would have gone just far too long because of I would not be able to resolve JD because of the my bodies. If I drew it, that is. Okay, game 3. We do have to shoot. Yep. Just set that. Now here I take the goblin, so he can't float. Totally fine if he allures and gets rid of his guys. Yeah, that's totally fine. To draw the recharge, thankfully. Yeah, pretty decent grave so far. Yeah, I set the Lila to try to bait him into Kaiasing me. And then if he kills it by battle, I can drop the JD. Yep, that's what we do. Yeah, I knew that he mind cons this. That might have been not the, because I saw the mind con in the hand. That might have been an iffy play. Yeah. Because he thinks it's like a Raikou or something, so of course he's gonna take it. I know it's a Lila. So in my mind, I was like, oh, why would he mind control that? But yeah, yeah, I didn't want to summon it because I didn't want my fourth name to get bottomless. That was basically the logic. But it's fine. Yeah, here I'm just like, since he already normaled, he has to have like emergency teleport, basically, and I'm just telling him to better have it. Otherwise, I get to Celestia. He doesn't have it. Yeah, I just said here, since I drew the hamster. So now he has the telly. Bounces the Reiko. Yeah, so we do have JD. But I also don't want to lose it to bottomless. So I just summon the Celestia and crash. Yeah, I'm still not summoning the JD. Don't really need to. Here, because I know he has Plague in the hand, and he has Mizuki, I Necro the attack, because next turn I get to drop JD, and just attack with both, main phase 2, sack for Krystia, and just hope he does not have an out, because if I just have JD, he still will be able to make synchro plays, and I just want to stop him from playing. Okay, so he sets what I assume is the Plague, and because Plague is 200 defense, we can just attack over with Herald. Game. So that was round 3. Okay, round 4 was against Bad Robot on Diva Hero. We've actually played in tournament before in the deck Devastator, so we get a nice little rematch. Okay. Interesting hand. We open triple Herald. Well, I guess we can at least use one of them. Not too great of a mill. Here I'm just negating that Stratos immediately because I don't have too great of a hand right now, and I just want to be up on the summon. It's also really good to negate like effects of monsters when you have Lila, so that they're not going to set their backer now, so you'll have more leeway to do what you want in the following turn. Still not milling anything good. Wow. You have 2 names now. That's fine. I guess a synchros. Sorry if I'm not talking too much right now. By the way, I have to take a little bit of break because my throat gets a little sore when I'm talking too much, so my apologies if there's a little bit of silence. Okay, so we do draw the fourth name, luckily, so our beckoning will now be a good one. And we have two Lilas, so we can grab back the other one and pop his back row. Yep. We just herald that shit. Fortunately, we draw the Kristya right after we herald, so we can't drop it. Like is nice though. Okay, he does have a Wind Blast, but we top deck the second JD like the luck sackers we are. And it's gonna be game one. Okay, so game two, under good hand with lots of spell cards. Yeah, I just decided to go all in just because I want to pitch my Necro and get my Kristya online ASAP. Okay, mill 3, that's pretty good. Yep, totally fine. Yep, we honest over that to get the 4th fairy. Crows, totally fine. We can Necroguard the Catastor and just make a Brio. Or a Tempest Magician, because, fun fact, Tempest Magician can crash with Catastor. I think I've used Perfect for that more than the actual burn effect, funnily enough. Yeah, we'll just do that. And what do you know? We have Kristya. Yeah, technically I miss a game shot because I have Laying in the Grave. So that's my bad. But he did already use his mind control, so he doesn't have too many outs outside from like Lightning Vortex. But yeah, that's gonna be it for Bad Robot. Next up, we're against Damon, the previous RBET champion. So pretty exciting stuff. I'm assuming he's playing Vayu, but to my shock, he's on the turbo strategy. And here, while I do have Herald and Kristya, I'm a little bit unsure because I don't really have a lot of pressure. And I think at this point I just go with the hamster set because I'm not sure if he knows what deck I'm playing, so I don't want to reveal anything just yet. And hamster isn't going to get any better versus Dragon Turbo than right now. So, and we do have at least Herald to stop a Brio if worst comes to worst. Yeah, he does that. Yeah, I don't see a point in stopping this. Yeah. I guess because I want to save my Krystia. I think that's the reason I'm doing this. Because I want to be able to summon her. Trying another Raikou. Not what you want to see against Dragon Turbo and a Stardust. Like, I could flip Raikou, target the Stardust, and then chain Herald when he uses the Stardust effect, but like, what's the point? Like, just to make Armory Arm and pass? Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like a winning position. Maybe I feel like I'm supposed to set the other Raikou actually, so I have the highest chance of getting a Krystia. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I am supposed to pop the stars, but like I said, I don't see how I win just by doing that and getting rid of my negates. I think at this point I just resign myself to scooping before he gets to see what I'm really playing, because all he sees is a hamster. Could be Vayu for all he knows. Yeah, I just scoop. And my hand was not super aggressive anyway, so I'm not sure what I would need it to have drawn something broken. This is a really weird hand. We draw multiple Raikous again, which it's really annoying, but we do know some boss monsters, so can't complain too much. Just decide to attack because, like, yeah, there's an Aaron, but on the other hand, like, he could just be bricked up and like wants to set the monster as a blocker. Like, against like a normal deck, it feels like they're probably setting like a flip effect or some other bait, but against this deck, not really sure, but maybe it is just better to. It might be better to just summon the Celestia anyway, since I have two of her, and just try to get more mills. Yeah, think that probably was. Okay. He doesn't shuffle his Raikou into the deck first before milling, but I'm just like, well, he already milled. It's whatever. Yeah. He adds this thing. Okay, goes to the Darkfire. I'm chilling because I have Herald. He get a normal summon, but like, you know, he can't make a Black Rose, so I'm like, it's whatever. But I can't let him resolve that in case he has like a Prime Material Dragon in hand. Cold Wave is an interesting card, but it's really good against Dragon Turbo, but it's kind of awkward here because, like, I guess we can, like, Cold Wave Chain Beckoning, but, and then add back, like, JD Krystia and another Celestia. But the thing is, I'm like not really sure that I'll be able to mill and I'll be able to have Christy alive after I cold wave. So I'm just like preemptively using the beckoning. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking. That's why I was thinking of holding it. Just I didn't have a way to get Christy out with just cold wave and beckoning right now. So I just had to go after back rows. Shockingly, they're not reckless greeds. Yeah, we just mill, see what happens. And now, yeah, now we decide to beckoning. And yeah, we got game 2. Now for game 3, charge and recharge. Let's go. He just passes. Even better. Not really sure why though, because he does have card destruction and rejuve. But that's a topic for another time. Right now, we're just trying to summon our Kristyas. And it looks like we're gonna get there. Yeah, I keep the soul in hand in case we mill too many fairies and he has lightning vortex. Fortunately, we milled just the right amount. We milled one gel and duo. Shout out to gel and duo. Does have vortex, totally fine. Yeah. He definitely should have used the card destruction at that point, because he knows I have honest in my hand, and that will put me at 5 fairies, so I won't be able to summon Christy again. So I think that was a pretty big mistake on his part. So now we just win. Yep. So we got the game against Dragon Turbo. The next round is against Better Call Saul, a lawyer who apparently plays Chamburn. So, the more you know. I was surprised to see Chamburn so far in the round. Like, it usually doesn't make past the early rounds at all, but I'm pretty... Personally, for me, I think the matchup is a bye. Like, Chamburn actually just can't deal with the Krystia. And you just have so many spot removals. So yeah. This deck just lets us play our cards whenever we want, so we just try to bait all his shit and go in. Okay. We have the beckoning. Our priority is to get Christy out ASAP so we can't battle Fader or trio us. Yeah. So now we get to bait all his cards. It's the draw bunch, which is a little annoying, but like I'm fine because we're not getting burned. Well, we get a 900 burn, but that's like not like a secret barrel or a just desserts. So here I do pay 1,000 to get rid of that because I'm not sure if Sunburn decks tech Kaya, so I just wanted to be like extra sure he didn't have something to deal with my Judgment Dragon. Okay, so we're at 3 fairies. Good stuff. We summon the Honest to get our 4th name. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Game 2. So that's 5. Again, we just decide to cold wave, force him to use the back rows right now. Yeah. Lightmare's a little annoying, but it's fine. To draw the heavy, which is pretty nice. And we just go for the Aaron, in case that's like a Marshmallow. Just saying again, so pretty good there. Does all his chaining stuff. Sorry, not much to say on this juncture. Milling way too many stuff. What we need is a tuner. That's what we need. So we can brio and end this guy's career. Just have the other light mirror, kind of annoying. We hamster because we're just trying to deck fin. Yeah. So here I'm trying to mill a plague. And I think I definitely should have just tribute off the Raiko. In my mind, I was thinking I could keep the level 2 body in case I want to make an 8-star. I think that was my reasoning. Because I was trying to go for Vayu, but I didn't realize like right away that it's already game. So he just deserts me. Just a little awkward because now like any good burn spell just kills me. Well, it's obviously not like a secret barrel because he would just use that immediately. And here I just decided to kill the back row because I have not seen any dimension wall in the graveyard, and that just bones me. So, and it actually was. So if I get the monster I would have lost, you know. I was like, you know, I'll take my chances if it's a morphine jar, Marshmallow. Turns out it was a Cyber Valley, so we end up going for exact game. Okay, moving on to round 7. This is against GBO, and he is on the Machina control deck with Hamster Raiko guys. And here I'm feeling good because I think the matchup is quite favorable for Lightsworn. Like I very rarely lose to the Machina deck. I think what it's trying to do is just too slow for Lightsworn decks. Okay, I just herald the gear for him immediately because I know he's not going to have anything after that. Drop scores, but we do have the Celestia. Lucky for us. I'm not charting here because I want to wait to see what he does and then search for what I need. Yeah, I'm just attacking, see what happens. Nothing happens, so I'm just going straight to battle phase. Pulse, not what we want to see as GPO, but desperate times. Yeah, I get the hamster out because I already have 2 in the grave. Just pass. Raiko, target the set. No point in hitting any of the backers because, you know, his sets are going to be hamster or Raiko, so the backers are inconsequential. And I just summon the Gardna, Dart and Lethal, and yeah, he doesn't have anything to stop it. It's a fast game 1 for us. Game 2 was a little bit more of a grind. Gets his Raiko. We open recharge, but no Light Sworns. So we could summon the Plague and just kill the Raiko, but because I have a Herald live and a hamster, I choose to set the hamster and just bait it out that way. Just does that. Stop that. Deny him his Avarice Mills. Does get Avarice left though, this card trooper, so good for him. Fax. Finally get a recharge. This card trooper is going to be really good. Now we are up on 2 summons. So I don't flip up Raiko here because he set a back row, so into a known Raiko, so that makes me feel inclined that it's either like a torrential or a compulse. And like, I don't really have any plays any follow-ups after I Raiko kills thing. Like, I'm just gonna attack. Most like I don't have any huge pressure. So I'm like, okay, I'm fine if he just Raikos my Raiko. Like, I have another one anyway. Yeah, so I set the other one. Now I hit the set. Compulses. So that makes me think he has Gores. So I don't summon Jane, I just attack. He drops on the 200. At this point, yeah, I do not want to get Caiused because that just gives an impression I don't really have a good answer besides like a synchro in the following turn. Like, I do have Garden, I guess, so I can block and attack. Yeah, this might have been too much. Like, maybe summoning Jane and passing is just better, so that we can at least like hope to get a draw off this card trooper. But yeah, I think at this point I'm just I don't want him to drop Kai's on me at any point. Okay, so that's a bunch. Very obvious Starlight Road. So we just start baiting. We actually hit it with Starlight Road, so I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. It does have the Solemn, so yeah, I don't know what he's thinking about. attacks. Honestly, I don't think he even needs to kill this. Like, I'm at 13 cards left. Like, there is a chance I could be decked out. Okay, now he does that to get rid of. Yeah, only now we had like the 4th name lie, which is kind of crazy with 12 cards in deck. Yeah, so we do draw the wave, so pretty good, but we don't have game, unfortunately. So I'm just trying to summon the Jane here. 2. Well, the second JD, unfortunately. Set some more cards. And yeah, cold wave for game. So yeah, that was kind of a grindy game 2. I wasn't able to drop JD or Kristya, but or in game 1 for that matter, but like, yeah, that just goes to show how bad the Lightsworn matchup is for machine decks. Okay, are we at top 8 yet? No, we're still at the end of Swiss. This is versus Cold Madness on Vayu. Yeah, this video is gonna be a long one, but I'm determined to get through the whole tournament. Okay, we charge, grab the Lila. Yeah, you always grabbing Lila on the first turn is, I think, usually the best play, especially if you have boss monsters. You want the nice mill 3, and we have a Herald to back up any monster effect. Yeah, really good mills. Sirocco, totally fine. Summon Jane, could set Raiko. I just set Raiko because we have Herald. Snipe the back row. We are on 2 fairies and 4 names. And he's got no traps, so we just go all in on JD and Kristya. Necro Garden is totally fine. We have game anyway. Alright, game 2. Hand, not as great as the last one. Okay, so I attack. I think I probably shouldn't, because he's a good player. He's not just gonna set a random like Vayu or Plague just to against a Lightsworn deck with no back row. And I have the My Body set, so yeah, I think the play was to just set My Body and then pass. Like, if he Raikos the back row then summons Rakaias, that's awkward though. So like, and getting Kaias here would be pretty bad, so yeah, because getting Kaias is pretty bad for me, I just want to get rid of Raiko if he has one, and not just let him flip it up on his turn and tribute summon it. But on the bright side, like, we get rid of the light, so we can't summon a Chaosworn later. Those spells are not that great. Resets. I pass. I don't really have anything. Chains does shoot. A little bit unfortunate. Yeah, no point in setting beckoning right now. Like, maybe set my body, but no, I'd rather wait on that in case I have another monster summon. Okay. Does have the Sirocco. Recharge, just what we needed. Yeah, already have JD live. Unfortunate that he dashed it, but it's okay. We have options. Summon the Argus. And here, because I see the DDV in the grave, I'm thinking whether I should set both my spells and traps, but he knows I have them in my body, so he'll just chain it in the end phase, most likely. Yeah. Do it in the battle phase. Just try to keep my honest in play because Arcus is very broken against Vayu. And then he deck dev, so yeah, I think maybe if I'm trying to play around deck dev, I don't beckon in there. Yeah, I think that's probably better. I think this is a little too premature. But I'm feeling okay because we have 4 fairies, we have 4 names, so we have some good draws. And we drew Heavy Storm, if you had any back row. I just pass. But maybe, like, I have a Plague Blade, but like, that just plays into Crow too much. So he's doing this. I feel like, oh, does he have an OTK? But then his dad gets milled and burial. So I'm like, well, what could he have then? So he does play the Chaos Orc. Just goes for Sork and Catastor. Pretty good. Mill of a Necro. So yeah, at this point, I do try to go for Goyo here. This was pretty bad to Crow, but like I think that's, if it resolved, I'm in such a good spot. Just have it, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe I should set the Lila in case he draws another monster to kill me. Yeah. I just end up scooping at this point. Like, I could have blocked it. You know, actually, I should have waited another turn. I had one more turn off the Gardna. Yeah, scooping, like, I would have been too low for JD, but I could still drop a Kristya. And that would have been But then I had no way to kill a Catastor. So yeah, it was a rough spot. Like, normally, I don't think deck type is very good against this deck because it can just go wrong so badly, but in this case, it wasn't really that bad, but, like, it's really just the DD Crow that screwed me over. But it's okay. We have game 3. We open Solar Recharge. And JD Kristya. Just get our mills on. Gardner. Very nice. Brain Kai's is a little bit annoying. And he does not attack. Interesting. I guess he's worried about Gores. But Kristyasworn decks don't normally play Gores, so, like, I think you're fine with attacking me here. Well, our JD is live. So, I mean, yeah, we just go for it because he may have oppression, but we have MST. So, does have road. A little bit annoying. Here I should have chained the MST so I can pop the remaining back row. MST it now. He, interestingly, does not chain. Like, I don't know. I feel like I would at least try to chain and call something. It's risky, but, like, you have a decent hand. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm just hoping he doesn't have DD Crow. I go for Avenging Knight, so I can do put the Kai's to defense and do a little piercing. Yeah. We are just we're attacking. We just keep piercing. We're totally fine with him having Raikou. He's down at 28 already. His mills are terrible. Also, this is like the second match I've seen in the replay where my opponent has both MST and Heavy Storm. Which I don't know if that's right to keep post game 1. But I see it all the time, so, like, I'm not really sure why. I think there are better cards you can put in. Yeah, he can't destroy this because I can just summon it back, and the Parshav is going to put him at too low to use the Royal Oppression. Plague's fine. And we just Garden of the Ascent. We win. Okay, so we made it to Swiss. We made it through Swiss without losing a single game. Single match, rather. Yeah, we did lose a few games, but still pretty impressive, honestly. Especially for a deck like this, which many people would consider high roll. Yeah, moving on to top 8. Up against GBO again. Funnily enough, we actually weren't supposed to play again because apparently someone else was supposed to get the top 8 place, but they messed up the bracket a bit because Challenge died, so an X1 person didn't make it into the top cut when they should have, but they fixed it by just giving them the invite because he was fine because he couldn't play anyway, so it worked out. And yeah, fair warning, this is where my tournament fatigue starts to kick in. I was playing for a few hours at this point, running on minimal food and water, and I do end up making some mistakes that are not too pleasant. Yeah, I was getting my draws going. Not too much to see here. Yeah. We have all this stuff live. Taking a little bit of a commenting break. A little bit. So it looks great for us now, but he does have the brain Kai's, but he does select the wrong one. He should target JD so that Kristya gets banished and not to the top of the deck. So that's 2. So yeah, I decide not to attack because I have Raiko, so I can just either kill the Caius or one of the back row. So I go after the back row, hit a bluff, which is kind of annoying. I think I should have killed this though because he's on very low life. So like, yeah. Killing the Caius is better because if you had another Caius, that would have been really bad. Pulses. Yeah, that's pretty good because we're at 5 now. Yeah, here's where the fatigue gets in and I make a really dumb miscount. So yeah, you can see I have 5 fairies. But I banish only one of them. And I was like, as soon as I summoned, I was like, oh my god. It's really stupid because I was gonna make Stardust to first Raiko and then drop the Kristya. But yeah, I get mega punished for this because I was getting tired and that was pretty bad. But I can still summon the Caius, or the Kristya rather, by summoning Herald of Orange Light and Honesting over it. So yeah. And I did a really stupid move the last turn, but somehow still in this. Might have been better at this point to put this in defense. Like, I don't know what, if he somehow had like a way to out the Kristya and drop a fortress on me, then I just die because I take 22. Yeah, I should probably put that to defense. here I'm like playing around with Mirror Force by turning my Herald to defense, because then I'd be unable to resummon my Krystia if there's a Mirror Force. Yeah, it's fine if you're right, goes. We just summon it again. Here I'm okay with putting it to attack now because we no longer have 4. And we attack. Someone's forced in defense mode, out of desperation. Do we have... No, Aaron's in our graveyard. Yep, totally fine. It's back row. He's forced to destroy Herald of Orange Light. Start that game, he books. Yeah, at this point, I tribute over my Lila so I don't somehow deck out. So that was a long game 1. I should have been over earlier if I didn't like make that mistake, but is what it is. Yeah, I said honest here, try to bait Akai's, but, and also Gear Frame and Card Trooper can't run over the defense, so then it's good, and it sets us up for making a Brio Krystia play in the following turn. Okay, charge, pretty good. So now we can get our Plague in the grave. Pulse, totally fine. Still no JD life, but it's fine. I don't bother honesting this because I can't use her anyway right now. I'm just attacking here because mirrors whatever, and I don't really want to discard any of these cards because I'm already at 4 for Krystia, and I don't really want to neg myself either more, but turns out I just had a bunch of deck cards, so yeah. We beat Machina's once again. And now we go to top 4. Almost there. Almost there. Here we're up against Hero Frogs, and I don't hate it because Hero Frogs have to get extremely lucky to win against Kristyasworn, either by breaking or by the Kristyasworn player breaking, or they just have like DD Crow at the right time. So yeah, not the best hand though against Frogs. We have Heavy Storm in the hand, Compulse. No way to get Krystia online just yet. I decided to summon the Soul here. like, it's a little sus, maybe, to banish the JD because we do have the 3 names, but he searched the alias, so I know he's gonna go like beatdown mode, and I don't really have a way to combat the aggression yet. Probably should summon the Arcus to get the 1200 in, like, of course is annoying, but like, you can't really play around Gorse and Frog against frogs because they always act like they have it, so. And we do want to run them down as fast as possible. Yeah, he does this. I set the heavy in case, you know, he might have his own like heavy MST, since this is going to be useless against this deck anyway, so may as well. Yeah, he does his rock plays. I'm down bad. That's all I'm gonna say right now. Hamster, not what you want to see against frogs, but we have to pray. I saw the trivia, I was like, oh no. But it was just a Mali Edge. And I compulse it because I don't want him to kill my Rekko because I want to Celestia it. So now we hope we met Kristia, and we do. So we're able to get her online. Okay, so we went from a losing spot to a really good spot. Also have neck regardless, so we're insulated from brain control. Yeah, I just nuke and we go to game 2. Set 2. Not a super great hand for me. Just a double Miracle Fusion alias, that's kind of annoying. Yes, he does shoots this, but I can't really use it right now anyway. It's just to block damage at this point, and at this point things get pretty bad. Yeah, there's nothing to be done there. Okay. Way better hand game 3. Like, could argue to herald that to get the Kristia immediately online. But I decided, well, he's just going for swap. It's like, I don't really care about that. I would rather, if he had something to like, if he had like an out against Kristia, I don't want him to like, I want to save the herald for like a Kai's, if that makes sense. But if he's just passing, I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, we just keep attacking. Get more Lightsworns, pretty good. Kai's just what we want to see. Sets 2. Hit the Raigeki break. He does not chain, interestingly. Yeah, we don't Celestia because we don't want to mill too many fairies. We do get lucky with the 50-50 and hit the mirror. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Okay, final match. This is gonna be pretty quick. The fatigue is real. All I'm gonna say. He just sets one and passes. He thinks, but he does not solemn this. Doesn't really know anything. So here I'm like, oh, Dark Armed would be bad. But fortunately he does not have it. Yeah, this is where the mistakes come. I was thinking in my mind, I'm playing around Royal Oppression, so I don't go JD first. But he milled a Royal Oppression, so most Vayu decks play one, so it's less likely that he has it. So I go for Kristya first, and then I go for Lila. I hit a return from a different dimension, so I'm like, okay, well, I didn't hit the real one, so I was thinking, do we attack? But I'm leaning towards yes, because even if it is a trap, we just want to clear his backers and be able to summon our other cards. Do run into the deep prison. Unfortunate. So yeah, we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so here I was like, do I summon either JD or Soul just as a blocker? Because like if he top decks another monster, I'm just dead unless I mill a Necrogard now. Or I'm like, well, he's already had like plenty of monsters gone, so like he's top decking. So I think I was a little too comfortable. I was like, oh, well, I didn't want to leave my JD or so like susceptible to any removal he might draw. But if he draws Kai's, then I think I lose anyway. Well, no, because if I summon one of these, then he has to tribute one of his monsters. And I can still like top deck like something. Yeah, I think I should summon. I misplayed earlier, but now I should have summoned the Soul Impurity. And then the next turn I could like summon JD, attack over Stardust, and I'm totally fine. Yeah, he did the little tactical set and then activate road. I'm like, okay, well, punished. But it's okay. I'm feeling alright. I won against him in the Swiss. I feel like I can do it again. Well, Gardner, pretty good. Yeah, Sirocco. It's fine, we just honest it. This is why I like Jane. He's so good. Like, against like Sirocco decks, Alias decks, like, he's just out there. He's gaining 300. Okay. I set the errand to try to get JD on it ASAP. I just guarded the attack so I can attack over it. He hits deck dev, but it's like, it's whatever. It's like one card. And we do have JD online, so at this point, I'm fine with flipping it because he would, if he didn't have DD Crow, he would just lose. But he did have that. Yeah. So now things are bad for me. I'm on a 2-turn clock. Yeah, the DDV itself didn't really do anything. It was the combination of DD Crow and Torrential and having the Greffer that really sealed the deal. Because, like, I don't really think Vayu Turbo is that bad of a matchup for this deck. Like, you don't really care about the Vayu engine. You care about getting sacked. Like, I think that's basically how Vayu expects to win against this deck, is just because Kristya just completely cooks them. So you have a lot of like aggressive options. Like Arx is annoying. We have Honest and all these good cards. Like Oppression is kind of annoying, but you do have a lot of spot removal for it, and you can play under it yourself. Not too bad depending on what you draw, but we get unlucky here, and yeah, Vayu unfortunately wins again. So sorry for the Vayu haters who wanted to see the deck lose just one time. Believe me, I know the feeling. Especially getting so close to the finals, or getting close to winning rather, and just barely making it. But I can only blame myself, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here because I'm getting very tired, and I might have not have even managed to explain everything, but please leave a comment if you have any other questions. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.